Hello, my name is Hollowed Owl, and I am going to be playing Hollow Knight. Not just normally, I set myself a challenge to beat every boss in a random order. I have myself a wheel with every boss's name written on it, and I will spin it to see which boss I am going to be fighting next. I hope this will give my run some challenge, considering I have beaten the game and achieved all achievements. So, let's get started. I'm going to have to make a new save file, so we're going to clear this one. Start fresh. I'm going to skip the cutscenes. While we're waiting, let's spin the wheel and see what happens. So who will be the first boss of our run? No Eyes. So we're going to have to somehow get the Dream Out and get to Green Path before fighting any other boss, which is probably going to be hard. Fight this. I'm just going to skip past King's Pass run. I'm also going to be picking up the Fury of the Fallen charm, just because it might help, who knows. Charm obtained. Now let's move on to Dirtmouth. So we have arrived in Dirtmouth. I'm gonna bench here, equip Fury of the Fallen, because there's nothing else we can equip, and move on into the Forgotten Crossroads. Although we cannot do the False Knight fight, we still need to go past him to get the Vengeful Spirit, because that is going to be very helpful to getting to No Eyes. I'm also going to try and get this Mask Shard before we're meant to, just because that might be helpful. And we can do that by luring this Aspid over to the left, but I'm just going to lure it to the right so I can get ahead of it, because I've tried this before and it usually dies to these guys. Yep. Gonna have to try again. Second try. Oops. Did not mean to do that. You can see it, we have to lower it downward. It's stuck on that wall. Whoops, I did not know my health was that low. Oh, it was right there. Well, you know what they say, third time's the charm. So let's try and get him again. What? Oh my god, why did it just stand there? It just stopped in the middle of the Gurma and got attacked. Let's go, finally done it. Now we can move on to getting that Mask Shard. Just gonna have to navigate through this area and avoid being attacked, but okay. I should have just waited. Okay, that was stupid. I cannot afford to mess up again. I'm on 1 health. And we have it. Mask Shard acquired. Now we can start heading to the Vengeful Spirit. We're going to get this stag station for future purposes. Oh wait, we're probably not going to be able to afford it. I just looked at our geo count. Yep. That just means we're going to have to kill a couple enemies, but it's not hard at all. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we can buy it. The stag has been acquired, and we're not going to travel, we're just going to set it up so we know we have it for future reference, because we don't need to travel back to Dirtmouth right now. Now we're entering the False Knight fight. You might be thinking, how can we be fighting False Knight? We have to fight No Eyes first. Shouldn't this run be impossible? Well, there's actually a sneaky way to get past him. Around here, I think you saw the sparkles there. This wall opens up, and that allows you to escape without fighting him. So he's not the first boss we have defeated. And from here, we can go get the Vengeful Spirit, which is going to be highly useful in this run. Spell acquired. Just going to have to wait for the cutscene to play out. I'm just going to get back to you once I beat this area. So now we're done with this area. We're going to pick up Soul Catcher and get out of this place. We're going to head to Green Path to, not because we need to fight Hornet, we can't actually fight Hornet, just because we're going to need to go back there, and I'd like to get the stag station there first. So yeah, let's just skip to that part. To progress here, we usually need dash, but you can actually bypass it by doing a little skip here. If you get this little guy, lure him all the way up. Come on. You can actually pogo off him and skip it. Pretty neat trick. And once I learned it, I don't think I've ever gone the normal way, because this is so much faster. We could fight this guy, but then break the challenge. So unfortunately, Zote is probably going to die. Which is why Grey Prince Zote isn't included on the list, because I doubted we would fight Vengefly King as one of our first bosses. We're going to fight the Moss Knights. They're not that hard. I've been button mashing pretty hard, but yeah, see? For most of the enemies and bosses, once you learn the timings, they're fairly trivial. That wasn't a very good example because I got hit pretty badly and I was just button mashing, but you just learn how to fight them. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I'm gonna have to retreat. I did not realize my health was that low before starting this fight. Yep. That was close, but we can free this grub, which might be useful later. I'm just going through my normal route, and my normal route involves freeing the grub, so I free the grub. So we have arrived at the stag station. I'm gonna bench and pay to unlock the stag. And so from here, we can try and get into... We'll go back to Dirtmouth for starters, just to get Wait, never mind. Yeah, why are we going to Dirtmouth? I was gonna say to buy some stuff from Sly, and then I realized we don't have Sly yet. To unlock Sly, you need to kill Grozmother. So there's not really any point to go here. But since we're here, might as well just unlock the lever. I'm gonna say I'm not 100% certain of this, but I think the only way I'm thinking of to progress is to try and get into fungal wastes. And I have gotten there before without dash. I did a stall ball skip, but it took like an hour and I don't have that time. And so I think there's a way to get in via a much easier fireball skip in Queen Station. And I hope there's a way, if my memory is correctly, to get into Fog Canyon from Green Path. So I'm going to try and take that path and see from there. If my memory serves me correct, the entrance to Fog Canyon from Green Path should be coming up shortly. You should be able to pogo off of something. But I think all we have to do is wait for this guy to go past, and we can pogo off him. Yep, this is definitely the way. You can tell by how the atmosphere changes. So now we're just gonna head down to Queen Station, and I'll get back to you when we're there. So here we are. We have arrived in Queen Station. We just fell past Quirrell. And we're gonna unlock the stag here as well. And bench here. Here we're gonna have to do a fireball skip, which doesn't look that hard, and I hope it's not, but who knows, I could be stuck here for ages. So I'll just get back to you on that. First try, let's go! I was worried I was gonna be stuck there. I was literally planning it out in my head to like play a montage of me failing. And then, no, first try. While we're here, we're going to unlock Cornifer for this area, just to get the map. And yeah, I don't think we can progress this way because I think you have to flip a lever. So I think we're going to have to go back up, but it was worth taking that little detour just to get the map. Here we are going to fight the Shroomel Ogres. Once we fight, this should give us a Charm Notch, which is pretty valuable in this game. There are, I think, only 9 of them that you can unlock apart from the starting 3. So we'll take it where we can. And most of them are gated behind bosses, which are going to take a while to do considering the nature of this challenge. I'm going to pick it up. Charm Notch. And from here, the skips are going to get a lot harder because we're going to need to do a shade skip, which involves us dying and then pogoing off our ghost that is left behind. You could also do an explosion pogo, but I prefer doing a shade skip because shade skips, in my opinion, are easier and I don't have to learn a new method, unlike explosion pogos, which require you to learn a whole new system, and well, not system, but like a whole new method. Well, I already know how to do shade skips, so I just find it easier. But in order to do that, we're going to need to find a bench. We're gonna have to get more soul to do a fireball skip here, because that is Leg Eater's bench, which is just a bug. But we're gonna need that to get soul to bench there, so that when we die, we don't have to do the fireball skip in Queen's Gardens again. Well, not Queen's Gardens, Queen Station again. And so that might take a bit. Done! Attempt number 2. I still messed it up. Okay, so I did it that time. So now we're just gonna talk to Leg Eater. This isn't necessary, I just like talking to the guy. And nah, we're not gonna get any charms. And we're going to bench. So that way, when we do the shade skip, we don't have to fully go back, do all of those skips again, because that would be terrible. I'm back here because I have set up the shade skip, but I forgot to record that. But anyway, we're still gonna need to go back down there and do it. And this is where it gets difficult, because it's not just the shade skip. Afterwards, you have to do a couple more skips in the Mantis village. And if you fail, you have to redo the shade skip. So once you do the shade skip, it's all or nothing. Can you do everything else? And the track there, as you can see through while I'm narrating, is pretty long. And so every attempt, it's not just a couple seconds, it's maybe a couple minutes. And so that is just gonna be super annoying. And so I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to do it in the first couple of tries, but I doubt it. I think it's gonna take me a while. Okay, I'm going to try and do it, so if I'm not narrating, it's because I'm concentrating, but I failed. I didn't do it perfectly, so I killed it before I could reach it up there. But you can see what I'm going to try and do, so I'm going to redo it. But luckily, sorry, I can't quit to menu. If I close out and go back in, I wouldn't have saved, but it saved my shade being there. So it saves a couple seconds of time just going, although the loading screens take a bit, it's a lot quicker than going back there, dying, and going back there again. So it essentially cuts the time I'm spent traveling between locations. So we're back here, and the shade is back, because we technically never failed, because we quit to menu before we still failed again. So yeah, we're just gonna have to try another time. And from now on, I'm just gonna skip to when we successfully do it, because I don't want to clog up too much of the runtime with failed attempts. Okay, so I've done the shade skip successfully for the first time, and so I'm just gonna gather some soul from that enemy. Also, if you look at my soul meter, it still thinks, because I did a screen as my soul was coming back to me, it still visually shows that I have a shade, but I can still fill it fully up because it's kind of bugged out. As you can see here, the circle isn't fully complete. Yeah. From here, I'm going to go down to Mantis Village. And try to do this. So first, I need to unlock that. And then make my way all the way back there. Boulder nuggets. Yeah, I failed that, but I got a couple more attempts, and then if I fail then I'm gonna have to reset, which sucks. I'm just gonna gather soul efficiently, and yeah, nothing really I can say. Probably gonna edit this part out. I say that because watching me just fail is going to be annoying, and I'm essentially just saying random things right now. So if this does make it in, excuse my rambling, but yes. Oh, that was I actually accidentally did a stall ball, which is really hard to do purposefully. I could have if I expected it to like appear, which you can't really. I could have still made that, but yeah, I didn't have fast enough reaction time, so I wasn't expecting it at all. Yes, did it! Oh my god, first try. So I've done a similar challenge, like not filmed, where I've done the same thing, and I was stuck here for like 3 hours of just doing the same thing. And although it took me a couple shade skip attempts, I did this part first try, which I'm really surprised at, because I was so expecting to have to go back and do it again, but no, I did it. And so now we have the Mantis Claw before fighting a single boss, which is just amazing. And so from here, I don't actually know what we're doing from here. Like, not right now. I'll probably know. But to get to No Eyes, we're going to Dream Now, which either requires this is all from the top of my head. If I can't do any of these, then I can't. But you can either get 1,800 Geo to enter Crystal Peak, and then fall into Resting Grounds, or you get the Tram Pass, or you go into City of Tears, which is already being ruled out. I accidentally jumped in here, I didn't mean to. Which I'm ruling out because there's no way I'm going to be able to get to City of Tears without killing anything. Without fighting bosses. Because, yeah. Oh wait. I'm just gonna bet on getting the Tram Pass. And if I can't get the Tram Pass, well then Deep Nest is a pretty good place to farm Geo. And I'll just farm my Geo there. And then I'll go into Crystal Peak. So I'm just gonna go do that, try and get into, because you may be thinking the only way to get into Deep Nest is to go through the Mantis Lord's fight, but there's actually a secret entrance hidden next to a grub, around where you get the Sportium Charm, not this way. There's actually a breakable wall that can get you into Deep Nest, so I can go from there, but I don't know if I'm able to do that without dash. So I think we'll be able to get it, and I'll cut back when I'm at the secret area. Okay, so I just freed this grub, and in this room, right here, there is a secret door that leads to Deep Nest. And you can go in here, and here, there is a little pit. I jumped over it. I jumped over the trigger. What? This pit should fall. I don't know why it's not, actually. Wait, I'm actually confused. There's usually, if you go past here, pitfall. I don't know what wasn't triggering it, but you know, fall into Deep Nest, and from here, yeah. I remember the first time I played Hollow Knight. I actually Deep Nest like freaked me out so much. I remember that I was like worried that there were spiders in like, because I play it on the Switch version. I was playing it in my room. I was worried spiders were just hidden everywhere. Anyway, that's not really that important. I'm going to try and get Tram Pass, and I'll get back to you guys when I do that. I've arrived at Deep Nest Hot Spring, and I'm just going to bench to say my progress, and I'm going to start heading towards the Tram Pass. So, I've arrived at the section where you get the Tram Pass. I'm just going to have to kill these things. And I think I'm going to have to do a skip, because they expect you to have dash, so I'm going to have to pogo off something at one point. And so, yeah. Once we get the once we get the Tram Pass, we're going to be able to go to the resting grounds, which will give us Dream now, which we can use to kill No Eyes, who is we still have to fight, because that was the one we got first. So we're gonna have to go all the way to get Dream now to fight our first boss. And yeah, I'm not gonna end the video until we fight that boss, because you can't do a video about fighting bosses in an order and then not fight a boss, because that's just kind of stupid. I think I'm gonna have to turn every time if I want to be able to do this, because yeah, if not, I'm gonna have to reset all the way. Yeah, why don't I just quit to menu? Yeah. It's probably going to be easier, because we benched in Deep Nest, so we'll still be in Deep Nest. Just to time save, because I don't know what I would have done if I got it out anyway. From here, actually, we can get a soul vessel and go to City of Tears, because there is a tram to the right of here that will take us there. And there is up there a bit. There will be a soul vessel that we can take, which is always useful. So if I maneuver up here correctly, whoops, I'm going to be able to unlock a soul vessel. Further this way, actually. Wrong way. And then it's always going to be useful upgrades. So I just obtained the soul vessel, and so now I'm gonna be moving on from here. I didn't record it because I forgot to, but yeah, I made it through, got the soul vessel, and now I'm going to be moving to the tram. I've arrived at the tram, and so I'm going to insert the tram pass because we have obtained that. And this will give us access to City of Tears. So So, although I was saying we should take the Forgotten Crossroads one, I just thought, now that I think about it, it is easier to take this tram because it'll take us right beneath the City of Tears. So I'm just going to climb out of here and get to the Stag station. So I ended up dying on my way up towards the city, and I realised I'm going to need to do either a fireball skip or pogo off an enemy to make my way up. So I've decided to go the route of Kingdom's Edge, because that will allow me to climb without as many skips or glitches to get up there. Because in both scenarios, it'll split me up in City of Tears. It's just, although this way is longer, it's a lot safer. So I've made it out of Kingdom's Edge, and I'm now just walking into City of Tears. And this should put me right beneath the Stag station. And from there, I'll just bench, and then that way I won't have to do this entire trek to get back here. You know? From here, I'm going to go to Resting Grounds, because I need the Dream Now to fight No Eyes, which has been our objective for a while. Oh no, I don't have Geo. Oh yeah, because I died. Oh, I forgot I died. Still wouldn't have enough Geo though. So I am going to collect my shade. So I've gathered enough Geo to afford the Stag, and so I'm going to purchase it. And now we have fast travel here. And so now I'm going to go back, well not back, I'm going to go to the Resting Grounds finally, so that way we can pick up the Dream Now, and finally be on to No Eyes. We've now unlocked the Dream Now, and so we're going to get Resting Ground Stag, and from here we're going to go to Green Path, so that way we can get to No Eyes' lair, and we can fight her. Somehow I took a wrong turn and ended up stumbling upon another soul vessel. I just kind of got lost in Green Path, and I'm not complaining. Reached the area that leads up to No Eyes' lair, but we do not have the lantern yet, because I have not saved up enough money to purchase it. So we're gonna do it without lantern, which will either go well or bad, because it means we can't really see what we're doing, as you can see here. So apparently I'm at No Eyes' entrance bit, but apparently you can't Dream Now it. Like, it's unavailable if you don't have lantern. So that's annoying. So we're gonna have to farm Geo until we can get enough money to go back to No Eyes' lair. So I'll skip to that part. I have just realised that in order to get the Lumify lantern to progress to the No Eyes' lair, we're gonna need to unlock Sly, But to do that, we're going to need to get Grozmother. Might as well get Dream Shield while we're here. But we can't kill Grozmother. So, a way I just thought of would be we need to go backwards through the Blue Lake. So if we go down here to where we entered the resting grounds from, we can go to the left and exit out Saluba Shop. We've made it to Sai, so we're gonna wake him up, and he should be back at Dirtmouth now. So now, we still need to farm the Geo, that's still gonna be annoying, but now we should be able to get to him, and we still haven't fought Grozmother yet. I finally have enough to buy the Lumify Lantern from Sai, and now I can use it here. And now we can finally challenge No Eyes. Probably should have killed. My strategy is to just wimp out in the corner and then get like 1 or 2 hits on her. Oof. You see, I can't hear where she is because I have sound turned off right now. Because I can't record sound for some reason. And so because of that, I have no idea where she is because usually you can use the gibberish she sings about to locate where she is. Just like directional sound and whatnot. But it's harder without sound. You can still like see if it's close enough to you, you can see where the particle effects are. But if it's like too far away, you won't see it. Yeah, I'm just not really much to say in the fight. Spend all this time leading up to it and you just sort of hack and slash jump over to her. Feel like we're going towards the end of the fight. Make sure not to drop too low health wise. And also don't jump into spikes, that's not really good for your health. I feel like she's low now. Okay, I'm pretty low. Yep, I am low. I'm probably gonna die here. Whoa. I did not think I was surviving that. I just sort of had to fall properly. There are a lot of close calls. The fear of the fallen also accentuates this by getting my screen all red. I'm just praying that I don't get hit by one of these spells. When you stay in one place, it's pretty easy to avoid, but yes, she's dead. Oh, that's good. And that is the first boss done. And I think with that said, I'm gonna end this episode here. Thanks for watching. Next episode we'll probably do more than one. It's just, this was a pretty hard boss to get to from the start of the game. And I hope you enjoyed. This is my first time making YouTube videos, like, in a while. And I hope you liked it. If you want to see more, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know the deal. And, yeah, thanks.